Hello Cancer, Elsie here to do your weekly reading. How are you, my watery friends? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. I'm here to do something a little bit different this week. We're doing a 3-hand reading. So I'm going to be reading for career, finances, and love this week. And we're going to be doing it with 3 different decks. So let's get to it, Cancer. How you doing? I hope you're well. Happy New Year, friends. And if you are clicking here for the very first time, I hope you'll stay. Look, I swam through the algorithm just to find you. So if I did find you, if this video found you, maybe you just want to subscribe. Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. Cancer, if you've been here before and you are the Cancer who is my ride or die, thanks for showing up again. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how to find the extended and a private read. Let's find out what's going on for you, Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me about Cancer, please. Cancer, we're going with career first. Tell me about career for Cancer. Tell me about career for Cancer. This could resonate for you today, tomorrow, next year. Could resonate with you never. Who knows? Let's find out what's going on. Tell me about Cancer. All right, what do we got here? Career. We've got the King of Wands. The 8 of Swords is here. The 4 of Swords is here. It feels here like you want to take a chance. You want to take a risk, but you've got to take a managed risk. And I think that you're kind of overthinking something in terms of your career. The 4 of Swords tells me that I think you're ready for it. Feels like you've healed something you had doubt about, but I feel like you're an overthinker. You could have some air sign energy within you, maybe in your moon and your rising, or maybe you are a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, and you are looking in on Cancer's reading as a cross watcher or as another one of your energies, a moon or a rising. But it feels like with the King of Wands here, the King of Wands is somebody who is not the Knight. The Knight is like their passion is everywhere. They could burn up a forest, but the King is someone who's grown up from the Knight, who learned how to hold back or manage their fire. So they're only going to use their fire on specific areas. When I know that I'm going to go in and use my fire to go get what I want. So I feel like there's something here that you want in your career, but I feel like it feels like a tug and pull, because the 8 of Swords is being caught in the mind, in the being a prisoner of your thoughts. This is a place where you put yourself. This is something that I feel you need to heal before you're going to be successful in pursuing whatever it is that you want to pursue in your career at this time. We do have the Hanged Man, so it does feel like you are here hanging from the tree of life, trying to find the right reason, or you're trying to justify the reason of using your controlled burn to get what you want, to nourish the ground, to nourish the soil in which you're going to travel, to go get whatever it is that you want in terms of your career. We do have the 2 of Pentacles. I feel like once you do heal this 8 of Swords energy, where you've been caught or a prisoner of your thoughts, overthinking something here, feel like you're caged in. It feels like a tug and pull between the King of Wands and the 8 of Swords. Once you heal that, that's when you get your balance and things begin to move forward. I feel like right now you're in the tug and pull, which means you're in the pause, right? It's like a back and forward velocity. You feel like, yeah, I want to go, wait, I don't have all the details. Yeah, I want to go, wait, I'm overthinking the situation. The Hanged Man tells me that once you get your perspective and go with your intuition, which is very strong for you, Cancer, no matter where it comes up for you, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter, the 2 of Pentacles is here. All of a sudden, you get your balance. You still in a little bit of a wobble. I'm not going to say that you're absolutely, completely healed of this 8 of Swords. You still have a little bit of doubt, or maybe at least now you're making a decision in the 3D to go for it with this backup of the King of Wands energy, which is wisdom, by the way. The King has wisdom, and that's why the King is holding back their fire. They're not going to set the whole place ablaze, but they're going to specifically use their energy to propel them forward. So I feel like although you're still going to be in a little bit of a wobble, I feel like you are released from this Hanged Man energy, and you finally get your perspective. That you're the one that's in charge. I like this. The Emperor energy is here. So I feel like you step into your Emperor energy. You know you're in charge. You know that you have control of the situation. You finally get control of your mind, where you've been overthinking everything. And it feels like although you're still in a little bit of a wobble, although the Emperor is really not. The Emperor is, the thing is that the Emperor can be in control on the surface or can actually be in control. I feel like you're showing as being in control on the surface. It's like you're still trying to convince yourself. Get out of the pause. You've got your perspective. It's time to go and make your decision. But I feel like you're going to make a sure decision. You're a good decision maker. The Emperor is not a bad decision maker. The Emperor is making the best decision for everyone involved. So if there's anyone else involved in this decision-making process, I feel like you are making the best decision for your career that is best for everyone involved. And what I mean by that is maybe you're a mother, maybe you're a father, maybe you're a boss. It feels like you're making some sort of big shift in your career, something that you now have control over. You're making a big decision to move forward in the Four of Swords. So clarity of the mind, stability of the mind, right? You're making a decision about a sure thing. Tell me about the Eight of Swords. Why did it have you all up in your head here? We've got the King of Swords. Okay, so I feel like the King of Swords is what comes in to help you collect your thoughts. The Five of Wands is here. Okay, so there could be some competition. So it feels like whatever it is that you're doing to move forward. Now, the King of Cups is showing here. It feels like you could be leaving your career to be going to a business or to build a business, or maybe you've been building a business on the side whilst you've been in some sort of a career path. It feels like whatever you're doing for a career is going to transfer to your business. So I'm going to say that maybe you are a person who, I don't know, maybe you're a person who is in tech. I think that you're going to start a business that has to do with tech, that you're probably the subject matter expert because the Emperor has all of the wisdom of all of the kings. So you've grown in wisdom. You have a lot of knowledge. The King of Swords is here looking over every detail, making sure that nothing's out of place. I've got the facts. I've got the details. There's nothing I'm missing. Old Eagle Eye here doesn't miss anything. But I feel like you're moving into a situation in your career, whether you stay in the same career field or whether you decide to quit your job and start a business, whatever it is that there's a lot of competition. So it feels like there's a lot of competition for whatever it is that you are going to build on, but I think you really love it. I think you love it because the King of Cups is here. Look, the King of Cups is the expert at being still or sturdy in a storm, in an emotional storm. So I'm going to say that the Emperor here, the energy is on the surface. You're making it look easy to other people. You're sure of yourself. You know what's going on. I'm making this decision. Don't tell me what to do. I feel like I'm going to go get what I'm going to get. But I think that you are in this tumultuous, like it feels like waves are crashing against the rocks. But your King of Swords energy, the wisdom of the intellectual, I've got all the details, I've gone over the facts 100 times, even if there is a lot of competition in whatever it is that I'm about to do, I'm going to do it anyway because I trust myself. I've got enough wisdom. And look, the only king that we don't have present here is the King of Pentacles. So it might be a money issue for you. It might be, I'm not really sure if this thing will take off and make me a lot of money. So that is still a question mark, but I feel like you have enough that you are able to make the decision in a clear mind. Four of Swords, stability of the mind. You've healed some sort of doubt that you had about how to move forward, and the wisdom of the kings are here to back you up. So you have the firepower, you're going to go get it. You have all the details in place. I think you have a good business plan going, and although there's a lot of competition, that you are going to take it like a champ. I feel like that even though it is a volatile career path, possibly that it's saturated or there's a lot of competition, I feel like this King of Swords energy is the one that knows it's going to work because I have the plan down to the last second. I have the plan. So it feels like there is something that is a sure thing that possibly wasn't a sure thing a little while ago. And it feels like, there it is, the Fool. You're going to be taking a leap here. The Queen of Cups is here. And you're going to do this solid offer. So the Ace of Pentacles tells me you are making some sort of a leap into something that you are advancing to that is solid, but also that you're investing in. So investing in a business, investing in yourself, investing in this new career. You might be completely abandoning your career and going back to school, learning something new. The World card is here. It tells me something's wrapping up, or you are hitting some sort of a milestone or some sort of an achievement is what it looks like. Excuse me. All right. Let's take a look at your finances. Let's talk about Cancer and the finances. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me about finances for Cancer. Finances for Cancer. Tell me about finances. Oh, I thought I had more than one card there. Oh, I like this because it starts out as the Four of Swords. So I feel like you have, I'm going to say, healed your worry about competition, because the bottom of the deck has the Five of Wands. So you're going to go forward with the decision-making process anyway, even though the Five of Wands is here. Even though you know there's a lot of competition, or maybe you're fighting yourself internally, you're going through internal turmoil, you're making the decision anyway, because I think it's the most practical, organized decision to make. It feels very practical. It feels very real. It feels like you can count on it, that it is something that you can really count on. Oh, I love this. Look at that. The Wheel of Fortune's at the bottom of the deck. So I really love that. The Wheel of Fortune tells me everything is about to change for you. I feel like you are, you hold a lot of knowledge, I'm going to say. We've got the Eight of Pentacles here. I feel like you have a lot of life knowledge, like knowledge that you've gotten from the 3D. So what I mean by that is that I don't think that you are moving forward into, that you make your money best on what you know, what you already know. And I don't think you learn that from certificates. I don't think you've learned that from going through university or going through college. You could have, but I don't think you have. But whatever knowledge you have gained, I really feel like it's life knowledge. I feel like it's through having this job and that job and the other job and reading books and researching things. It feels like here that you have healed your ability to be confident through doing a lot of work on yourself or by yourself. The Eight of Pentacles, right? It feels like you have done a lot of work on yourself or by yourself, because the Four of Swords is here. And that's really what gives you your stability and clarity of the mind. I feel like you've been able to be financially stable in your life because you are continuing to learn, that you are a very practical person who works really hard, who's willing to grow and work on themselves. I feel like this is how you are healing your financial situation, and you are now going to be making a decision to go into possibly a business or a career where there is a lot of competition, but you've got fate on your side. You're going at the right time. So it feels like this is, card 10, which breaks down to a 1. We are in the year of 1. I think waiting till 2026 has been the right move. It feels like the Wheel of Fortune is here, though, and so it's pulling you forward into the future. And it might be a little bit, it might be a little bit scary because the Five of Wands is here, right? Because there's a lot of competition or inner turmoil about you making some sort of practical decision financially. Now, I think it's attached to your career, of course, but I think that you have, that you are so confident. Like, this is Virgo energy. I know all the details. I know all the analytics. I know I've got a good business plan. It's like you're being very practical with the information that you have, and that I've really worked hard. I've worked hard in this life, hard on myself, and I've made myself financially stable. I'm not saying you have way more than you need, but I feel like you are very financially stable, and you've healed your finances, or you will heal your finances because of it. We do have the Six of Pentacles. All you need is a good business partner, or somebody who is going to give you good reciprocal energy, somebody who's really smart, clear of the mind, somebody who's a go-getter and is going to push forward. It feels like you are partnering with somebody, whether it's in business or whether it's in your career. It feels like you know that you've got the right people on your side. The Knight of Swords is moving very quickly, can move with velocity, somebody who is ready to press forward, but also somebody who's highly intelligent. This is Gemini energy. This is someone who is an overthinker, but knows all the details. You always want to have an air sign on your side to confer with, I think. I think this person is your friend, or is somebody that you can go to as someone who you can ask questions of, someone who, when you make these financial decisions, am I doing the right thing financially? I think that's how you stay in your your financial stability is by having somebody on speed dial, either a friend or a colleague or a money manager or something like that. It feels like you're getting reciprocal energy from the Knight of Swords, who's being completely honest with you and is not going to give you any fluff. This person is just going to be straight up honest with you. We've got the Five of Wands that's come back out. And so whenever you have doubt, whenever you feel like there's too much competition, whenever you have this inner turmoil, I think this person is the person that you go to. So I feel like you should get somebody on speed dial, somebody who is very highly intelligent, somebody who can look over the details with you, because I think you're really good with the details because the Eight of Pentacles is here. But as you grow, I think you're going to need a second set of eyes, and that might be the Knight of Swords. Somebody who's really brave, somebody who's really smart, and somebody who can get you out of the spiral. Should you get into a spiral of, oh my God, this isn't going to work, is it? Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles, please, for finances. It feels like your finances are about to grow, I want to say, because you've been working really hard. We've got the Emperor again. Look, it's the second time the Emperor is showing up. You're the one in charge. I want to say that you make it look easy. You've got a controlled environment. You're in control of your finances, in control of whatever is growing, because you're very specific. You're very good with the analytics, and you're also very practical. You're not going to do anything outside of the realm of what you know is your capacity. And I feel like this Emperor energy is like, I'm not giving, now that I've got the throne, I'm not giving it up. I'm running this empire. We've got the Death card here. Why is Death card here? We've got the Knight of Cups. So you're no longer moving slow, is what it feels like. I feel like you've been in the past very careful, very passive about your income, very passive about your finances. But I think that 2026 is the year that you get on point. Everything changes. Your finances are about to take a big transformation because you become in charge of them. That you decide, I'm not giving this up to fate. I'm not going to be loosey-goosey with my numbers. I'm going to make sure that everything that I have is accounted for, whatever that is. If it's land, if it's money, whatever it is that I build, I'm going to make sure that I'm building the empire in a correct way, which is solid. I think what's changing is you have stopped being passive with your finances this year. You are going to be a little firmer in building. We've got the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, which tells me I don't want to spend all my time, effort, and energy on the small details. I don't have time for that. I want to make sure that everything is going to be good. Everything is going to move in the right direction. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. Look, in the future, there's an exciting offer that grows from whatever minimal effort you're putting in, because I think you have somebody on speed dial who's helping you. I don't think you need to look over the details too much. I think something here is running itself, and when it doesn't, it feels like you call in the person who is the person who is, look, I've got a lot of Gemini friends and I rely on them a lot. I bounce things off of them. They're so incredibly smart and see things from a different perspective. So especially from a water sign, which is you. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. Look, that's never bad news, friend. It's never bad news. Your finances are going to grow exponentially this year if you take control of your finances, know all the details, and don't let anybody get away with anything. Don't be passive with your finances. Be involved in your finances, and everything is about to transform and move forward and grow. Look, this is expansion. This is destiny and expansion. This is a lot of hard work because it's all the fixed signs, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. It took you a long time to get here, but now Sagittarius is here. Expansion, excitement, moving forward, and I got this. So I feel like this is going to be an exciting year for you financially, as long as you can stay in control. The person who is in control is the one person at the controls is the one who is in control of how quickly or slowly everything grows. All right. Let's talk about love. We're going to talk about Cancer in love. We're going to go into the extended with the love portion. It usually takes a little bit longer, a little more detail here. So let's find out what's going on in terms of love with you, Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Cancer. Two of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. So it feels to me like you are being patient or you are waiting. You're waiting for love to find you. I feel like you are ready to make a decision. I feel like you are confident in your ability to find love, to have love, to hold love. But I also feel like the Five of Swords is here. So it tells me that you're waiting until you find the right person who is not going to fight you on the fundamental things of life. I feel like these pentacles that are showing up here, which are far outnumbering the swords, I feel like you are confident, you know what you want. I feel like you're very sturdy, very solid. You've built yourself. By the time you find someone to add to your life and love, you've already exponentially grown your financial self. It feels like the Two of Pentacles tells me that you are going to make a decision, but you're going to wait. You're not in a hurry. It feels like you're not in a hurry. But I feel like the Five of Swords is significant because, again, we got the Knight of Pentacles, which is moving really slow. But the Five of Swords is telling me that I like this picture. You can see that there's somebody in the distance and this person has the Ace of Swords up. I'm just going to make sure that I get the truth. Make sure I get the truth. Make sure that I have a good handle on what is going on here. The person in the distance has their back to the person who has the Five Swords. I feel like it's like winning an argument, winning a fight. I don't really like the word winning, but you know what I mean. Like, I feel like you are going to be immovable, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, as it pertains to your moral stance on things. So if we've got a difference of opinion or a fundamental difference, that's not going to work for me. I don't feel like you're giving anybody any wiggle room, that you're willing to wait as long as you need to make the decision about love, because you want that person to be somebody who just kind of slides into your life. You don't want to have to negotiate things. We've got the Page of Wands. We've got the Emperor in the reverse. Very interesting. So this is something, we've seen the Emperor 3 times now, and it feels like the Emperor coming up in the reverse tells me you don't feel like you have a good handle on this part. On love, you don't feel like you're the one in control. It feels like this emotional part of you gets like lost in the flow. I want to say that you do have standards, you're ready to wait for it, but I feel like it all kind of goes out the window once the Page of Wands shows up. Once there's passion or excitement, or you're interested in someone that you are curious about. It's almost like, I don't know, maybe you start bending the rules a little bit, because the Emperor in the upright is somebody who's very much in control. I don't go outside these boundaries, and I don't expect that you will either. It almost feels like the Emperor in reverse is either not in control or becomes a little bit more flexible when the right person shows up in their life. And that can be good or bad. I feel like it's not a good thing when it's up against the Five of Swords, because if you allow somebody in your life who really doesn't match what you like. And I'm not saying you can't be flexible, because the Emperor in the reverse to me is flexible. It feels like that you still need to keep your line in the sand to a certain point, right? You don't have to be identical, but you can't be really different either. We do have the Empress. So I feel as though when somebody comes into your life who does match your energy, somebody who is like you on your vibrational level, somebody who doesn't require you or need you by their side all the time, that even if this person who seems perfect for you vibrationally, if you have fundamental differences with this person, you're going to have to review and wait. So I feel like that's what you're looking for. You're looking for someone on your vibration. Now, you can be the Empress or the Emperor, take your side, feminine or masculine. It feels like when the Empress steps in the room, if you are the masculine, I feel like it sort of melts you. It makes you feel like, oh, maybe I need to be a little more flexible. Like, it feels like you start making negotiations with yourself, because, the Empress is a good catch, right? That's someone who supports themselves, someone who's very independent, doesn't really need you at their side all the time, but they're also very doting and kind, and they will take care of you, essentially, right? This is someone who really loves to do that, to be very doting and kind. Let's look at the Seven of Pentacles. What are you waiting for here? Tell me what you're waiting for. We've got the moon in the reverse. We've got the 7 of Wands, and we've got the 5 of Cups. So you're waiting to heal. You want to leave regret behind. It feels like you've got a lot of boundaries because of regret from the past. But I think that you want the universe to reveal it to you. I'm going to say the moon in the reverse to me is the reveal. It's no more illusion. I want to see it clearly. To me, the moon in the reverse is the sun, so I can see everything clearly. I think until you feel it vibrationally, Cancer and Pisces, or you see it clearly, you're not willing to make a decision at this time. Strength is in the reverse. You're trying to find the courage. You're trying to find the strength. You're trying to find momentum, I think, and you don't want to hold back. I think you do want to move forward, but I feel like it's a slippery slope. I'm going to say when you decide to change who you are because the Empress has entered the chat. We'll talk more about that. If you want to come into the extended, that's where we're going next. If you're interested in talking about who this person is, how you meet them, and what might transpire between you, this 5 of Swords is very significant. So let's talk about that. Please look in the comment that is pinned to the very top of all the comments. There is a more link there. If you click on more, you will see that there is a link to the membership area where I put all of the extendeds, and to all of the signs. You will have access to all of the signs, the extendeds there. And if you are interested in purchasing this one outright, you can do that if you just want to look at this one. Or if you are interested in a private reading, please look at the link to Hypsee. You can go there and look at my pricing and my time frames. I start at $25, go up from there. And the $25 readings are out in about 2 to 3 business days. So please take a look. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here. We'll go into the extended. Hope to see you there. And if I don't, that's okay, because I'll be back, because I'm always back. Thanks, Cancer. Bye-bye.